Hello, my name's Cody. I'm from 3D IT, and today we'll be talking about motherboards. The motherboard is a foundation of a PC. It connects every other component together, and it's the glue that holds the PC together. No MB, no PC. There are several different types of motherboards with a range of sizes known as form factor. There are CPU chipset types and expansion slots. The most common form factors are AT, ATX, and micro ATX. The chipset will determine the type of CPU and the capacity of the RAM modules that can be supported by the motherboard. When selecting a motherboard, it is important to note the type of components and the CPU that you wish to install to ensure that the motherboard you have selected will support all the components. It would really suck to buy an LGA slotted board when you have a PGA slot on your motherboard. Similar, you don't want a PCI card for a PCI Express slot. In addition to this, there are different expansion ports on a motherboard. They can support different types of hardware, such as a network interface card or a graphics card. Some of the most common slots for expansion on a motherboard are PCI, AGP, PCI-X, Mini PCI, and PCIe. It is important to note that when installing hardware into these slots, you may be required to install the device drivers as well in order for a component to work properly, but we'll talk more about that later. In today's information technology world, we also have integrated motherboards that can support audio and video as well as other peripherals such as USB, FireWire, etc. When selecting a case to house the motherboard, it is important that you match the case to the form factor of the motherboard for proper installation. Okay, here we have an AMD motherboard. It has 3 slots for RAM. The CPU is here. You got your north bridge and your south bridge. This is an AGP slot, which I spoke about earlier, and these are the PCI slots. Also, I spoke about integrated motherboards. This one has the USB, the networking, audio, and some regular outputs, such as microphone. It also is an older one and still has the PS2 connectors for older mice and keyboard. Here we have an Intel board. It has 4 slots for RAM. The CPU is here. You have PCI Express ports and regular PCI. This also has SATA connectors. It's a little bit newer. And once again, this is also an integrated board with USB network, PS2, video, and audio connectors.